This was a request from Osvaldo de Leon Rodríguez. Thank you for the recommendation. Every time Disney have a successful movie, they released a video game from the very same movie. I don't know if that was the way to obtain easy cash from the success, but something for sure that some games were good. That being said, The Emperor's New Groovy was an interesting movie for me, and one of my favorite ones too. Released in the 2000s by Disney, obviously. This is interesting because this will be my first time to play this game. So, this is The Emperor's New Groovy. We start the game with all these names from these companies. We have Sony, Disney, and finally Acronaut. I haven't heard of them. After all these introductions, we have the main menu screen. It's very simple. Literally, we have the logo from the movie, Disney, obviously, and two options, the start game and the options. It might be simple, but I love the composition, what they did there. Good job! Before then anything, we got straight to options and we'll see panel display, vibration, look mode, sound options, and center screen. Panel display is an option if you want to see your stats on the screen or not. Vibrations you can turn in on or off. Look mode can be inverted or not when you are in sniper mode. Sound options. We have three options. Sound mode, which you can change between mono, stereo, and surround. Sound effect volume, if you want to hear the sound effect lower or higher, also applies with the music volume option. What I love of this is when you change the volume, you could hear Krunk's inner voice saying more or less each time you press the button. More. And center screen, if you want to move the screen. This option was from the old TVs. I never used this when I was a child, to be honest. After this, we press start for a new game. These menus represent each save data slot. So you have 3 save data slots to choose. It's neat. Choose your muse and you start the game. The whole plot from the game is the same from the movie, and each level represents the journey from the movie.
This scene was much shorter in the film.
I suppose. We have 8 levels in total. The village, the jungle, in night, the river, the jungle, but now in the day, the mountain, the city, the catacombs, and finally, the lab. In each level is divided by chapters. For example, in the village it has 4 chapters, meanwhile in the lab it has 5 chapters. Depending on the level, you could have between 3 to 5 chapters. Although the game is mostly platform, it changes the gameplay. For example, you have your typical chasing sequence or your stealth section. Or you have this level that you need to pass in one turn without any mistake. I'm not gonna lie, this game surprised me how much content it has. In the whole game, you will control Cusco in a form of a llama. The way you control the character is simple, honestly. You can jump, also you can double jump, but it's not necessary in this game. You can attack, jump, then attack, making a flying torpedo type of kick. And if you run an attack, then you can spin attack your objectives. You can carry objects and leave them. You can throw them if you are too close of the wall of an edge of the platforms. And given for example, you can look in first person, and if you ate grapes, you can shoot it. Spit the grapes and hitting your objectives. You can turn your camera using either these buttons. And finally, you can run as long as your stamina bar is full. You can refill it using this alpaca totem. Now that I mentioned the stamina bar, you can actually make it larger by collecting coins. Unlike most of the games that coins are currency for buying in shops, the coins will be your automatic upgrade from your stamina bar. You need 5 coins to grow a little bit your stamina bar. From what I saw, you only need 60 coins to upgrade fully your stamina bar. Also, it might be impossible to do either way, because some levels it has fewer coins from the requirement, but that's not gonna be the issue, because some levels won't need you to run as you think you might, at least in my opinion. Of course, if you're a completionist, you need to pick up all the coins in the game. Also, you might pick up One Piece. This item will be your extra life. You can gain One Piece by looking around the level. Sometimes they might be hidden in secret places, also one of the requirements to complete the level. What I complain is that One Piece is a one-time kind of item. I pick it up in my gameplay like a One Piece. I decide to take a break by quitting the emulator and go to sleep. When I opened the emulator again and decided to finish the game, I didn't have the One Piece anymore. And it's not like you can go to the last level too, just to grab an extra life either. Even they tell you that once you repeat the level, everything will be reset. And get this, even if you try to recollect One Piece again, you have to pass the whole level with all the chapters. And considering some levels are long, it's unfair, you know? Even so, I recommend you to get your One Piece during the end of the game, where it gets a little bit complicated. I just ended up finishing the game without any extra life. In order to get a game over, you will have 5 opportunities before to die. You can fill up using either by this little red piece, recovering by 1 point, or this whole green, kinda yellow, thing that it recovers you the whole bar. So it's not like you obtain the game over easily. The game is quite fair in that aspect. Each time you finish a chapter, you have the option to save the game. I do recommend you to save it. This game doesn't have any quick saving or auto saving. So if you die without saving once, you'll have to do it all over again. If you do save, each chapter is completed though. When you die, you only have to do all over again the next level, so it's not that bad. Also, if you die, you will have this scene from the movie that cracks me up because, oh my god, that was sassy. From passing to the next level, you need to recollect something called Red Idol. Oh boy, I wonder who might be. These are key types per se, that you need to open the doors to pass the next level or the next part from the very same level. You can have it by either doing small puzzles, minigames, or kicking certain enemies from the level. For example, you need to win a race against this kid. You will see him multiple times during the whole game. Also, during the whole game, you can have another 3 animal forms: frog, turtle, and rabbit. The frog can jump higher each time you jump. For getting the higher jump, you only need to jump 3 times consecutive and without any interruptions. The turtle is only for racing parts from the games, honestly. Using the turtle per se is so useless. So yeah, I'm fine by only using for racing, honestly. And the rabbit, oh my god, is one of my favorites though. You can jump higher like the frog, but the rabbit, depending on the length from the stamina bar, you can jump higher. And instead of jumping horizontally, the rabbit can jump vertically. It was so fun to use it. Also, you can slide after you jump, as if you were some kind of helicopter. That's nice. That being said, these transformations appears only in a very specific section of the game, mostly for puzzle based and race. So you can change forms as you please. But I found it fresh, this type of dynamic. I love the variety as you keep playing the game. That being said, some of them I found it very tiresome. Like this chase sequence. I got very tired because I had to smash my soul out, meanwhile I had to move Cusco at the same time. Or this level. This was my first level that I completed all the coins. But it's not because I enjoy it, it's because I repeat so many times that I end up collecting everything that I saw. You need to jump in the perfect timing here and here. And it was just plain mean. I really want to throw the controller by the end of the day. Such a patience killer this level. And you know, this game is already old. So sometimes I find the camera doing their thing, making it difficult to play, but I could pass the game even with these problems. Also, sometimes the scene suddenly cuts the audio, so you get something like this.
If they surround you, press the action button to spit at them.
It's weird in my opinion. Personally, every time it happens, I imagine something like this.
Ah, I see. And what if you make it first? Not that you will, as I have perfected my llama skills.
You would be stuck as a llama for the rest of your...
At the end of the day, this is an old game. Of course, it's gonna have a few bugs and glitches, but it's fun regardless. You can pass the game with no problem. It's just right. After all, this game was made for children. When you pass the last level, you only need to race Isma as a cat form. Win the race and you will have this little cutscene. And of course the credits. If you like this type of games, platforming with a little bit of minigames, puzzles and suffering, you can go ahead, I recommend it. Something for sure is that you need patience in this game. I don't think you will have problems with this game in the first place, well, except in these few levels. Yes, I am talking to you, you're in famous level. Just analyze your surroundings and before you know it, you already passed the game. Thank you so much for watching the video. Give me a like, subscribe, and comment, and see you next time. Booyah!